Hiya folks, Fuzz here bringing you yet another episode of Octopath Traveler, and today we're going to be recruiting our next party member, this fellow right here known as Olberic Eisenberg, and he is the Knight class, and we're going to be going through his first chapter. So whether you're following along with my videos in the order I make them, or whether you're picking up here for the first time and will be playing as Olberic as your first character, you'll be able to follow along with the episode today. So I hope you guys enjoy watching. If you do, please don't forget to drop a like, and let's get started with today's show. Those brigands! What villains would take a defenceless child as a hostage? Well, okay, we've got no context for this particular statement, but let's play on. I'm sure it will all make sense eventually. Hold fast, Philip. I'm coming for you. His name is Olberic, and he is a warrior. Here in Cobblestone, a remote village in the Highlands, he hires out his sword under the assumed name of Berg. Once a great knight, he lost both land and liege, as well as his reason for wielding a sword. Yet one fateful day, bandits raid the village he now calls home. Stealing off with his protege, the young Philip, Olberic takes sword in hand and sets off with the brigands. He will need worthy allies on the path he has chosen. Okay, a little bit of context there to that first strange statement that we heard from Olberic, and we're going to go ahead and start his tale now. So if you're following along with Olberic as your first character, this is where you will be beginning in the adventure. And we're going to select yes, of course. Oh, it's exciting. 4 party members soon. Wow. 8 years ago.
Health! Is he man or beast? He's but one, yet fights like a score! Gods have mercy. That's the unbending blade of Hornburg! Olberic Eisenberg!
You know my name. And so to business. Who will be the next to die?
It's you who'll be dying! Look about you! We have the numbers! Enemy reinforcements on the left flank! To Sir Olberic's side, men! The blackguards have had their way for long enough! Charge! Matters not. We're done here. Sound the retreat! Withdraw to the rallying point! Sir Olberic, I feared we would be too late.
Nothing I couldn't handle. Can you hold this position?
You make for His Majesty's camp, sir?
Just so. Our foe attacked from both flanks. We have no orders from the crown. This concerns me.
His Majesty is well guarded, sir.
Sir Erhard is with him. I know this.
There is no stronger knight in the realm. Other than yourself, of course, my lord. With Sir Erhard at his side, surely His Majesty is in no danger.
Perhaps not, but we must be certain. I would know how the battle unfolds. Besides, word from the king always lifts the men's spirits.
As you wish, sir. We will hold this ground.
Be safe, and may the gods guide your blade.
And yours, Sir Olberic.
Heavens have mercy. His Majesty's own guard, slain to the last man. Who could have done such a thing? Erhard. Where is Erhard?
So, it was you. My liege! Earhart, what is the meaning of this? What have you done? Ah!
Have you not eyes? The king is dead by my hand.
What madness? What treachery is this?
No madness. Call it treachery, if you will.
I thought you a friend. A brother! Ah!
Brothers indeed. How many times did we cross swords like this in the practice yards? And how many times have I told you? I see your every move, your every strike before it falls.
As I see yours.
Ah, but you've not seen everything. I saved one trick for the day I knew would come.
Always the same dream. Ah, Philip. What is it?
Crivens! How did you know it was me, sir?
One must always be on his guard, even when he rests. Yes, a knight... No, I am no knight. Just a man with a sword, and nothing more.
If you say so, sir. But there's lots of men what carry swords that can't do half of what you do. Oh, I almost forgot, sir. The Headman's looking for you. Says he wants a word. He didn't say about what.
Tell him I'm on my way.
Yes, sir. I'll go on ahead and let him know, sir. He'll be in the square. You know the one.
How many years has it been since Hornburg fell? My liege lost. My land in ruin. I wandered aimlessly. After a time, I came to this village. Here, I earn my keep as a hired sword, hiding behind another man's name. Defending the villagers from bandit raids, teaching young men how to handle a blade. Not a glamorous life, but he puts food on my plate. A man like me knows only the battlefield, worth only as much as the blade at my side, and the arm that swings it. When that blade fails to save my sworn liege, what does that make me? For years, I've asked myself that question. No answer still. At least, not one I like. One thing I do know is that I owe this village a debt. A debt I intend to repay. But that's enough brooding for one morning. The headman's waiting.
Berg, sir! Ho there!
Dawn patrol, sir. Nothing to report.
I see.
Good to hear it. Two of you today. Usually only one man does the rounds.
Yes.
Aye, sir. Headman thought it be best. There's brigands in the hills of late. Poor merchant gutted for his coin purse just yesterday. Was a grisly sight, sir.
Indeed.
These are dangerous times. One can never be too careful. I hear the headman is looking for me.
Just so.
He mentioned that, sir. He should still be over in the square. Now, if you'll excuse us, sir, morning patrol resume rounds. And here we go then, guys. We first get control at this point of Olberic here. And we've got a little bit of insight into his tragic past there. And I'm sure more will unfold as we go further through the adventure. So we've already explored some of the town before we jumped into Olberic's story here. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the save point. The inn's pretty pointless to use at this point, of course. And before we go any further, probably best if we just stock up on various pieces of equipment here. The reason for that is we will be going into a dungeon in a few moments' time, so it helps us to boost our stats a little bit. So head down over to equipment, and, actually not equipment, sorry, to buy. And we're just going to go and just purchase a couple of items here, well 3 items to be precise. And they are as follows. First of all, I recommend getting a round shield. You can see that's going to boost his stats, his defensive stats by quite a bit here. So let's go ahead and make that purchase and equip it immediately. Next up, I think we should go for the bronze helm. Also a nice boost to his defensive stats. So let's go ahead and make that purchase and equip it. There we go. And then finally, let's upgrade the weapon, shall we? And we'll go for the iron sword. You could go for the great sword because it's a huge whopping boost to stats, but you're not going to have 7,500 gold since you only start with 2,500. So we'll just go for the iron sword. Still a nice boost actually, and plenty sufficient for our needs. At least for the time being anyhow. Okay. Right then. So now we're going to make our way over to the green icon on the radar here. That'll bring us to this character, who we can go ahead and speak to advance the story.
Oh.
There you are. Good morning to you, sir.
I see.
Morning to you both. Philip said you wanted to speak to me.
Ah.
Yes, I'll get straight to the point. We've had reports of bandits in the hills.
I see.
You've doubled the patrols.
Why, yes.
I was hoping to ask you for your aid. With bandits lurking, the villagers daren't venture into the hills. We cannot check the traps nor collect firewood. It's quite the predicament, to say the least. Leave it to me. Where can I find these thieves? As for the precise location of their den, I fear I cannot say. I sent some of the men out searching, but...
Berg, sir.
In the meantime, could you put the militia through their drills? Our men are keen, but they don't know a pommel from a pike, if you get my meaning.
As you wish.
Consider it done.
Beg pardon?
Ah, sir. If 'twould not be a burden, might my Philip join in the training? If he is willing, so am I. Oh, he's more than willing, sir, I assure you. Been pestering me for weeks to ask you. That's a brave lad. The boy has pluck and ambition, and he could find a worse man to look up to than Berg here.
Oh.
Ever since my husband died in the war, you know. It's just, the boy's getting to that age when he needs a father. Oh, no, I did not mean to say. Your boy is already a credit to the village. It would be my honour to train him.
Can I ever repay you?
You are too kind, sir. It's settled then. Train the lad well and see that he does his mother proud.
I see.
Okay, so now we're going to get introduced to path actions once more. This happens, of course, each time we begin to recruit a new party member, and the path actions are unique abilities that involve the town folk, and they're unique to each party member, so each one will have their own path actions. And Olberic, with his path action, is able to challenge townspeople to duels. That sounds pretty interesting. And why would you want to challenge people to duels, you might wonder? Well, because you'll actually be able to get items from them for doing so. So what we're going to do is speak to these people that have the green speech bubbles above their heads. Don't forget, guys, the green speech bubbles indicates it's a story objective, so you'll advance the story by doing these. We'll go ahead and select the Y button for path action, and then we'll go ahead and challenge. But before we do that, there's actually one thing we can do. We can actually challenge this guy. So, this is the village headman. And he's actually really easy. So it's a good bit of practice. But there's a reason why I want to do this. There's an item we can grab.
It's a good day for battle.
Only by challenging him.
Victory shall be mine.
It's not an item that he drops. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Let's just get through this fight. So the duels themselves are pretty much standard battles. And this guy, as you can see, is really easy.
Victory shall
So
be mine.
let's just go ahead and boost our attack. Should finish him off. Yep, there we go.
The thrill of the fight.
So yeah, you actually get experience for these duels as well, which is a bit of a bonus, isn't it? Right, the reason why we wanted to knock him out is we can now access the house, which we couldn't before. And inside we can grab that item, which is a healing grape. So yeah, not totally exciting. But it's a bit of a secret item since you can't access it if you don't duel that guy. Right then, so now we'll go ahead and challenge both of these story duelers. A battle fair and square, to arms. Always ready to spar, sir.
Let us fight with honor.
Now, these guys are weak to swords. And to spears, actually. So, I believe, anyway, yeah, they're weak to spears and swords.
The battle.
So, let's smash them about with some swords as well. Yeah, nice and easy.
Each battle, I grow stronger.
Level 2 already. Yeah, it helps that we purchased that iron sword, so I'd recommend just sticking to that, to tell you the truth. Rather than using the spear, since we're still using the default one. Gah, got me again. You attack with boldness, but you leave yourself open. And so a simple counterblow quickly strikes you down. You must remember, balance in all things.
I see.
Balance, right. Try to remember that, sir. Right, you just stay there and have a nap, son. And we'll go ahead. And look, we're just basically putting the entire village into an unconscious slumber by the looks of it, aren't we? Well, let's continue on with that tradition, shall we? It's always an honour to train with a warrior of your skill, sir. Indeed it is.
Fight with honor.
Yeah, like I say, it's going to stick to swords. Now that we've leveled up as well, we'll be even a little bit stronger than we was.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
And we're already well on our way to level 3. And now, of course, there will be some scenes. It's no good, sir. We're no match for the likes of you. You are too hesitant. It is important to protect yourself. This is true. But you will never win a fight if you lack the courage to strike. If you say so, sir. That said, if you fought side by side, you might complement each other well.
Indeed.
Was just thinking that myself, sir.
Just so.
Better than the sum of our parts, eh, sir? What do you say, friend? Fight side by side? Two heads are better than one, eh?
What's this?
Something the matter, sir? What? No, sorry. It's a fine idea. Train together, and you will be capable soldiers one day.
Yes.
Sir,
I thank you.
the two of us will go on patrol then. By your leave.
I see.
Yes, good. If you would. Sir, me next, please. He's ready, look. Nope, he's not. You are not ready yet. You need to work on your form.
Hey, come on!
Do the drills as I showed you, and you'll be sparring soon enough. You have talent, lad.
I do?
I see.
Not many boys your age take to the sword so quickly, and I've trained my share. Crivens, thank you, sir. My father, he's, you know, gone, sir. Died in the war. So I've heard. Mother's looked after me ever since, all on her own, sir. But soon I'll be a man grown, and it'll be my turn to take care of her. She is a lucky woman to have a son so brave.
Hey, thanks.
So you see why I've got to get stronger, sir. I have to protect Mother and everyone in the village. After all she's done for me, I owe her that much. I too once had someone to protect. Sir? It's nothing, lad. Just old memories. Keep at your training, and you'll soon be a strong man before long.
You got it.
I will, sir. Mayhap I should make a round of the village. Okay, so at this particular point, we get to have some movement here. We're going to start making our way over to the right, and I believe eventually this should, yeah, very quickly actually, kick off another set of scenes. Brigands! We're under attack! But Berg, sir! Brigands from the hills! Okay, well, sounds like there's a little bit of trouble going on. Let's keep moving, shall we, towards the inn, and then over to the right a little bit. These dirty peasants don't know their place. We outnumber them, surround them. Stick a blade in their backs for the boss finds out Swiner slowed us down.
That's
Do your worst, you brutes.
That's right.
You'll not be getting past us.
Damn it!
These swineherds know how to fight.
Look.
Sir,
I swear on my blade.
good work, men. You did well to hold them off. But I'll take over from here.
Oddscots.
How new in the hours are you supposed to be? He's a bleeding fool if he thinks he can take us all.
Oh.
So yeah, got a fancy blade, eh? I know your sort, Edge Knight. I've cut down my share of you betters.
The hell?
I'm telling you, this one's trouble.
Indeed.
You both have the right of it. I'm but a common Hedge Knight, with no name to speak of.
Have at you.
But if you've come looking for trouble, you've found it. Stow it, or I'll cut out your tongue.
Aye.
Enough prattle. Let's skewer him. Okay, it's battle
Will
time.
not fail.
Right.
Now then.
First things first then, I recommend... These guys look quite mean actually, don't they? Yeah, start attacking Brigand 2 with the sword here. That will lower his SP. And we'll just have to face the attacks, which unfortunately can be a little bit of a nuisance. Right, now that all their barriers are on number 1, we're going to go to warrior skills there and use 9 of our SP to do level slash, and this should remove all of their barriers and stun them. Okay? And now, with everybody stunned, we'll skip out on the next round of damage coming our way and head back to warrior skills, and this time boost our level slash to 4, which is the max. And this should finish them all off, yeah. If it doesn't, then just use level slash again. You won't be able to boost it, but it should definitely finish them off, even on a single cast. But as you can see, with that new weapon that we purchased, does the job perfectly. Okay, now we've got some more scenes to play out. You can handle a blade, aye? But this ain't the end of it.
That's right.
When the boss hears about this, you're a dead man, you hear? We'll see about that, won't we? Help, my boy!
Hey, come on!
Let me go, you ugly... Hmm? Oh, Bug, sir, they took him from me. Oh, my poor Philip, he was trying to protect me. But those animals... Damn it all! Forgive me, sir. There were so many of them. And... It doesn't matter now. We have to save the lad.
Let me see.
We know where they are now. Holed up in a cave deep in the mountains.
Indeed.
Then let's go. Gods only know what they'll do to him. Wait.
What?
But sir, we have to do something. They might kill the boy.
No.
If you leave now, who will protect the village when the thieves return? No. You would be playing right into their hands. Oh, God's a mercy. Is there nothing we can do, sir?
I see.
I'll go after the boy. Alone? But, sir, even you... You stay and guard the village. At least until you're sure they're not coming back. Chief?
I wonder. Forgive me.
You are the boys. Our only hope. Can you do this, Berg?
As you wish.
Consider it done.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, please, sir. Bring him back
swear on
safe.
my blade.
You have my word. And so, I must go and save the boy from those ruffians. What's that you say? You wish to lend me your aid? You seem like you could hold your own on the battlefield. It would be my honour to call you a comrade. Philip has been taken to the brigand's den north of the village. We must make haste. Okay, there we have it then, guys. Olberic has now officially joined our party. And as you can see, still got a bit to go in terms of catching up with our other party members' levels. But hey, I'm sure he'll be somewhat of an assistance in battle. And we've actually got a full party now for the first time. In terms of the fact you can have 4 party members max in battle. So, should be fun as we go through combat from this point on. Let's go ahead and save before we continue here. Okay then folks, so with gear upgraded, just head over to the right hand side of the screen and the watchman will interrupt us. Berg, sir, the brigands are holed up in yonder cave. It's surely most dangerous, sir. Best prepare well afore setting out. Well, of course we have prepared, at least we should have done. So we're all ready now to head over and, well, actually out of town. over to the eastern side here. And this will bring us into the mountain pass area. So you can spend a little bit of time fighting if you wish to do so. Olberic is probably low level, at least he is for me, he's only level 3. But then I guess we've got our other characters to support him as well. Though enemies will of course be a little tougher if, like me, you have multiple party members at this point. We're going to start just by heading north. Grab this treasure here, which contains a healing grape. You might want to just make sure you've got plenty of healing grapes and inspirating plums as well. So if you haven't, just head back to the shop and spend some of your hard-earned gold. Okay, and now we're going to head south. And you can see there's a chest. If we just head around, we can go ahead and grab that thing. That has an inspirating plum in fact. And now we're going to start to head north. And we're going to head over to the right as we get to these stairs here. So we're going to have some interesting enemy encounters here, as you can but see. I'm not totally sure what the weaknesses are of some of these guys. This is a Rockadillo and he's weak to swords, axes and dark. And then the other enemy is the giant falcon that's weak to spears, daggers, bow, wind and dark. Okay, so not actually weak to anything that Ophelia has, but stick her in defend mode for now. And of course they're going to pick on Olberic, aren't they? They would do that, wouldn't they? I guess we can just go ahead and... No, we won't use that because level slash is an AoE ability. And as I mentioned, that giant falcon is not weak to swords, it's weak to spears. But we do want to go ahead and weaken the Rockadillo, so we'll hit it with a sword. Okay, and what have we got? Right then, wind. So we could go for a wind attack, but we'll just go for a single wind attack, I believe. Since the Rockadillo is not weak to wind. So having to manage weaknesses, enemy vulnerabilities in this game is of course one of the biggest challenges that you can really undertake. But it's what makes the game so interesting in many ways, isn't it? It really is. Okay, and we actually have no weakness here. So I guess we'll just go ahead and analyse to see. Let's analyse the falcon.
I'll do my best.
Okay, yes, let's go ahead and unleash Holy Light. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and unleash Luminescence, even though it won't do a lot of damage to the rock. At least it will do something, won't it? And we'll just unleash some normal attacks here until we can get back to you. And again, the rock is weak to swords. So, yep, got that thing broken. Swords, axes and dark. So nothing pretty much that we have here, unfortunately. Let's just go ahead and do a powerful attack anyway. And that seems to be enough. Yeah, as I was saying, managing enemy weaknesses is a lot of fun in the gameplay mechanics of Octopath Traveler. And it's something you do have to get used to quite quickly, isn't it? Right, if we head over to the right, I believe there's another chest. Yeah, it's kind of hidden away with all the smoke and stuff. But it's got a light soul stone in, so we want to grab that. And then we're going to return to the top of those steps and climbing up the mountain. So we've come to the rope bridge here. There's nothing over to the left that's of interest to us right now. We do have a save point over here. Same encounter as before. Okay, after saving or not saving, your choice. Try and stick closely to the side there as we come around to that chest so we don't kick-start the scene. You can grab the old coin and then head forward towards these guys and the scene shall commence. Look who's come. Have you lost something, Head Knight? Move aside before I cut you in two. You have courage, I'll give ye that. Just who are ye anyway? Never seen no hedge knight swing a blade the way ye do.
Indeed.
Then you'll step aside if you know what's good for you.
The hell?
You're on our land now, hedge knight. We give the orders here. Ye have skill, but ye a man like any other, and ye'll bleed us red. Get him! Yep, so now we're forced into a
Will
battle.
not fail.
And basically, I believe this is a bit like the battle that we faced earlier against the Brigands.
Victory shall be mine.
So, quite a similar one. Right, so we're going to be starting with Olberic. And as you can see, the leader, or Brigand 2 as he's known, the others are just known as Brigand 1, has 2 shields compared to one of the others. So we're just going to hit him with a single target attack first, as we begin to build up our own BP. And that'll bring everybody down, I guess, to 1 shield. Don't really need to do much with anybody else. Just have them defend. And then just wait until it's Olberic's turn again. This is really his battle, to tell you the truth. I mean, you don't have to do it this way. But, in my opinion, it's the best way.
The battle is truly joyful.
Okay, and now before it's their turn again, as in like the enemy's turn, we're going to go ahead with a level slash. This will remove all their shields
I will cut
and
you
put them
down.
into stun mode.
I'll do my best.
And with that done, we're going to just defend again on the other... Well, we don't even have to do that, look. Let's just go ahead and deal wind damage. We don't need to do that, but why not? Any other AoEs? Anything, I suppose, really will do. But anyway, basically, if they survive this, which they don't, I was going to use Olberic to do a level 4 level slash, and that would have finished them off as well. But either way, just use him to get them all stunned, and then just unleash your AoE abilities on them while they can't do anything else. So, yeah, nice and simple battle in the end, eh? And now we can make our way into the dungeon. This is the Brigand's Den. So making some pretty nice progress here, aren't we? And, oh, Tressa leveled up as well in that last fight. Okay, so as far as the story is concerned, we need to head over to the left. But there's actually a couple of things we can do beforehand. If we head over to the upper right here, we can find a treasure chest. This one containing a healing grape. And there's actually a hidden area around here. If we stick to the right, I believe it is. Oh, here it is, look. Yes. And eventually, yeah, there we go. Just over to the left a bit. We can get a black cap. Eh? Not too shabby. I'm not actually sure what a black cap is. Is that an item to wear? Yeah, it is. Ooh, bit of a boost for Ophelia there. Boosting physical defense and evasion. Unless I want to give it to Cyrus, perhaps? No, I don't suppose it really makes too much difference. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, make sure you equip that fairly quickly then. And with that done, we can make our way back to the entrance of the dungeon. In theory. There we go. And this time we're going to head over to the left. And you can see there's a chest up ahead as well.
Step right up.
So these are just the Brigands that we fought previously. Weak to swords, so level slash works well.
Whoops.
Okay, so this first chest is fairly simple to get. Just head up the stairs there, and then come back down the south passage there. And that'll net us a fire soulstone. Right, and you can see there's a path also if we stay to the left, which is pretty much what we're going to do. And this will bring us to another fairly simple chest as well. This one containing a copper lantern. And we're just going to head back down now, and this time stick to the right hand side, or the right hand path. And there's a dude here. This is a travelling peddler, and we can basically stock up on any items that we might need, such as healing grapes and inspirating plums. Basically, you always get one of these, don't you, these travelling peddlers in these opening dungeons here. So you can go ahead and save your game. And we're going to have a boss fight coming up as we head over to the right. So spend a little bit of time if you want to level up your characters at all in the cave. Even if just, you know, leveling them up once to heal them up so you don't have to use your items. or not, if the case may be. Don't level them at all if you don't feel you need to. But when you're ready, we're going to head over and engage whatever comes next. Oh, just before we do go ahead towards the boss fight, just head south at this point as well for one final treasure chest. This one also containing an inspirating plum. Okay? And yeah, make sure you're healed up before heading over to the right, and the cutscene that leads to a boss fight will immediately commence. Do tell me about this friend of yours. Knows how to fight, does he?
That's right!
He sure does. He's stronger than all of you put together. You won't stand a chance. Stronger than all of us? That's a laugh. The boy's daft.
Hey, come on!
Hey, it's not a joke. Stop laughing. You hear that, mates? This Edge Knight's the strongest blade in the realm. If he thinks he can best all of us, he's more madman than knight. This ain't a fairy tale, boy. Real knights don't piddle away their days in the company of swineherds. If he's a knight from the stories, a damsel in distress might serve as better bait. Reckon we should go back for the mum? Now there's a plan, I'll drink to that.
Hey, come on!
Stop it! You won't be laughing when Sir Berg is through with you. Sir Berg? Now there's a frightening name. Look, me arms all are trembling. Shut up, all of you. Boss?
Aye.
Reckon the boy's got more courage than the lot of you, and more wits to boot. So less yammering and more sharpening your stabbers. But boss, ain't no way the Edge Knight will follow us here, less he's mad and all.
That's right.
Aye. It ain't like it's his own son or nothing. Why should he care? Why indeed. Things could get interesting though, if he does show. Always had a soft spot for men with more courage than sense.
Aye.
Like the boy here. What do you say, laddie? Care to join our little family? We're always looking for men with pluck.
Not on your life!
I'll never join you. I'm going to be a brave warrior like Sir Berg. You hear that, men? The boy says he's too good for banditry. Think you're the only one who feels that way, boy? Let me tell you something. What is it, boss?
Sir!
Sorry I'm late, lad. Got held up along the way.
Aye, look. It's the mighty Sir Berg in the flesh.
He is mad. And how'd he get in here anyway? Where are the lookouts?
Bleeding in the dirt, last I saw.
Sir!
Stay back!
Did he just... He parried the boss's blow? Hang me, but I ain't never seen no one do that before. You're quick, all right. And strong. Clearly, no common hedge knight, are you?
Just as you are no common brigand. That blade.
Like it, do you? It just so happens to be a present from an old friend.
Earhart?
Oh, you know the man, do you now?
So it is his blade. As if I needed another reason to cut you down where you stand. How do you know Earhart, rogue? Speak, or I'll slice your throat.
You've got a score to settle. Is that it? I can see it in your eyes. They blazed like fire when you said his name. Look, I don't know what passed between you and Earhart. But if you're looking to ask questions of me, my good sir, you'll have to earn the right!
I will not fail.
Yeah, so our boss battle begins. And as you can see, it's against Gaston and 2 of his brigands. And yep, they've all got a ton of shields that we're going to need to get through. Now, first of all, it is recommended that we focus on the ads / the brigands first. And the best way to do this is to level slash all 3. Now, unfortunately, the brigands and the boss all have their own weaknesses, none of which overlap with one another. So the 2 brigands share weaknesses, but then the boss has its own. So we're going to have to focus on them individually in order to break the shields here. So first of all, as I say, we're going to go for level slash. And we're going to do that multiple times in order to get these shields broken.
Well then.
The other weaknesses that these guys have are various, but I'll go through them with you now. As far as the brigands are concerned, wind, dark, fire, swords and axes are the name of the game. And as far as Gaston is concerned, spears, daggers, staffs, ice and thunder. So because of that, we're going to be using Ophelia's staff in this case on the boss, since she's not going to be able to break any vulnerabilities of the ads. And we'll start depleting his shield as well. Right, now, for Cyrus, he's got a couple of weaknesses that he can target. Fire, if we want to target the weaknesses of the ads, which I do, so we can kill them quickly. And then eventually ice, if we want to target the weakness of the boss, which is helpful because I've already learned the blizzard spell, which does a lot more damage. But as I say, for now we're going to go for fire and target the ads. I mean, we'll still do a little bit of damage, of course, to the boss. But nothing all that much, really. And then for Tressa, well, she's got Trade Winds and Trade Tempest. And that will attack the weaknesses of the brigands as well. So we'll go for the AoE one. And as you can see, we've almost depleted the shields now for the brigands. Right, when he grins like that, it's really important that we defend. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a lot of trouble. So we're going to go through this entire round of defending.
I think not.
Because his next attack's going to unleash just utter destruction. Although I believe only on one party member, but I could be wrong. Even so. I probably shouldn't have been so quick to defend, actually. I didn't realise we were going to get another turn in, but the boss is coming up in a moment, so let's defend here. Okay, last one. Okay, mighty blow. There we go. So that would almost certainly have killed Cyrus. Right, I'm going to use Ophelia's next attack, I think, to heal up the party, since we have taken, as you can see, a fair bit of damage there. So we'll go ahead and break their shield completely. We might be able to finish them off with a level slash. Let's see, shall we? Not quite, but they must have a lot less health now, so... right then, Ophelia is going to... I'm just going to heal without buffing the spell, so we can use her buff on damage then. Right then. Let's go ahead and use a max fire attack here. And just one more of those to go. Oh no, they're still both alive. Wow, goodness me. They really do have a lot of health, those guys. Okay, we're going to have to use Ophelia for healing now, for sure. So the damage that these guys are outputting is getting a little bit intense, isn't it, for sure. Level slash, obviously we can only do one as we start to build up our gauge.
Now, what next?
Let's boost. I just want to finish these guys off as soon as we can now. Right. Oh, I keep thinking it's dead, but it's not. Wow, these guys have a ton of health, don't they? Right, what we're going to try and do here is hired help. It's going to spend a little bit of money. But it could help us out substantially here. I don't think... We just need to be careful here with the weaknesses. We could go for Bandit because the axe will be a nice boost onto these dudes here. I'm not going to be spending 10,000 gold, especially for an attack they're not weak to. Okay, so let's go for Bandit. This might finish off the ads. Yeah, it did. So, hired help is really, really powerful. Obviously, at the cost of gold, though. Right, now we can start focusing on removing the shield of this dude. So, he's not weak to wind. So, we could use hired help again. Let me just see what weaknesses we've got here. Swords. Nope, he's not weak to swords. He's not weak to axes. And, what's this? A dagger. No, he's... Oh, yeah, he is weak to dagger, but it's 2,500. And maybe we can do that once we've recharged her BP and got rid of this guy's shield. So, for now, we'll leave it. Yep, so we'll attack with the spear here. That's a weakness of the boss. And just try and get his shield depleted.
I'll do my best.
Okay, 2 more. So every character's got an attack that can weaken him, which is helpful. That's not very nice. Okay, right then. Got to be careful here because we are running just a little bit low. I was going to use 1,000 spears, but we haven't really got the MP for that. So maybe we can just throw an inspirating plum onto Olberic, build up his BP a little bit more. Okay, and don't forget this guy is weak to ice and also to thunder. Yeah, let's build up BP a little more before we go ahead and unleash Blizzard. And just keep chipping away at him. Alright, we've stunned him now, which is obviously a bonus. Okay, so we can go... I think I actually put an inspirating plum on Ophelia, didn't I, by mistake? Oh well, that's fine.
Let's do this.
Let's try and keep this guy stunned if we can. Oh no, I failed. I failed big time. Right, we're going to have to defend now.
Here I go.
Let's just see. No, we should be able to get a few attacks off here. If you look, you can see that's the case. Let's just see if we've got any way of bringing Ophelia back. Is she asleep?
Let me help you.
No, she's not asleep. How is she incapacitated? I'm not totally sure, actually. Let's just go ahead and do Blizzard. We'll get 2 shields removed off this guy.
Victory shall be mine.
Okay, is this the last time this guy gets to attack? Well, I can't quite see, actually. No, I don't think so. Possibly. I can't quite tell these icons apart sometimes, I'll be honest with you. Right, what we got? Okay, let's go for 1,000 spears. We might actually be able to stun him then. Oh, let's just buff it up as well, shall we? No, we won't buff it up. We will on the next go, though. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Right, he's stunned again. Is Ophelia awake? Yay, she is. Okay, now we'll do good damage with Blizzard. Yeah, nice 1,500 points of damage there. He's out of MP, but... yeah, let's go ahead with 1,000 spears. Oh, that was rubbish. That was awful. Oh, what a waste. Oh well, not to worry. Right, I'm afraid you're going to have to heal there.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
But that's what you're there for, Ophelia. Right then, she's only got spears, is that right? Okay. Let's go for the dagger then, shall we? We'll buff it up. Lovely. And that did the job. I'm not sure if that boss would have been susceptible to status ailments, but he was certainly susceptible to being killed. And we got 2 level ups as well. Right, so quite a tough fight actually. Bosses are certainly getting a lot more health now, aren't they? Now, of course, if you were fighting that guy with just Olberic by himself, then it would have been a lot easier. And I think the ads and possibly the boss only have like 2 shields each or something. So a lot less than we had to get through. But yeah, just stay on top of everybody's health. Make sure you defend from that nasty attack. And you should get through it without too many issues. Now I will have my answers. How do you know Earhart?
Aye.
We fought alongside each other is all. Served together in a band of mercenaries. He was already an old hand when I signed up. Helped me out. Showed me the ropes. A sellsword. And where is he now? Damned if I know. When our group disbanded, we went our separate ways. After that, I drifted from one town to the next. Tried one trade, then another, but swinging a blade's the only thing that's ever come natural to me. So here I am. Times are lean, and a man's got to make a living. Anyone could use a sword arm like yours. You could protect the people, instead of stealing from them.
Aye.
I could, but honest work takes more wits than the gods saw fit to bless me with. Never meant to do anyone no harm, but life doesn't always give us a choice in the matter, does it? Choice or no, you must answer for your crimes.
Aye.
I know the score, but I've got my men to think about too. Boss, what you saying, boss? Oh, wait now, boss.
Oi.
Easy now, men. The Hedge Knight has the right of it. I've got more blood on my hands, live by the sword, and, well, you know how it goes. A man has to own up to what he's done.
No.
Enough blood's been spilled here today. Surrender, and I will see that you and your men are not harmed. You do me a kindness, Hedge Knight, and so I'll do you one in return. I told you I didn't know where Earhart is, and I don't. But I know someone who might.
Aye.
Gustav's his name, Sir Gustav. Some call him the Black Knight, or other such fussed up nonsense. Earhart taught us both how to use the sword back in the mercenary band. You should find him in Victor's Hollow. And this man will tell me where Earhart is?
Aye.
He might. Then again, he might not. Still, if you want to find him that much, I reckon it's worth trying.
I can see it in your eyes.
They were dead like a fish. But the moment you saw my blade, they came to life. Dead have I truly been. But what does a common thief know of men's souls?
Look.
Berg, thank the gods you're safe. The villagers are as well, sir.
That's right.
Round up the thieves and lock them in the village gaol. Berg, I could swear I've heard that. Gods be good. Eisenberg. Should have known it. The way your eyes lit up at the mention of Earhart's name. Aye, you're no Hedge Knight. You're Sir Olberic Eisenberg, the unbending blade. What? Blazes.
Huh?
What?
The unbending blade.
Damn it!
They said he was slain when Hornburg fell.
But
I'd heard he'd lived, but scarce believed it until today. Is it true, sir? Are you a real knight?
no.
Long ago, lad. Long ago. Let's be on our way. We've kept your mother waiting long enough.
You got
Yes, sir. Sometime later. This village has been good to me, but it's time to move on. I shall find Erhardt, so that I might find the reason I wield this blade. To find a man named Gustav, and, God willing, Erhardt himself.
Indeed.
Victor's Hollow, the man said. That's where I must go. I had stopped believing that I would one day don these clothes again. The journey will be a long one, and I've no more reason to tarry. Okay. Now, that pretty much concludes Olberic's story. There's a few more bits of dialogue we need to get through. So we're just going to head over to the right hand side here to the objective. Looks like some of the townspeople have come to bid their farewell.
You have shown me nothing but kindness. I am forever in your debt.
Oh, it's we who owe you, friend. Were the choice mine to make, you would stay with us forever. But it is your life to live. We won't ever forget all you've done for us, sir.
The next time any dirty brigands come after us, we'll give them a good kicking in your name.
We're no knights, sir, but you've taught us well. We can protect our home, at the very least.
Glad to hear it.
I'm sorry, sir. Philip, he wouldn't come. Didn't want you to see him crying, most like.
I understand. Tell the boy I'm counting on him to grow strong, and to look after his dear mother.
Thank you, sir. I will.
When you've done whatever it is you must do, pray, come back and visit us. No matter how far your journey takes you, you always have a home here.
Thank you. And with that, I had best...
Philip!
It's all right. It was a good blow, lad. Getting strong.
I'm going to keep training while you're away. Then, when you come back, I'll be even stronger. And then maybe I could...
Aye, lad. I'll get stronger too. And we'll see each other again. You have my word.
You better not forget! A knight always keeps his word!
And thus Olberic the Knight set out on a new journey. He would find his former comrade, Erhardt, and ask him why he did what he did. And mayhap he would discover that which he had lost, the reason why he wields his blade. What fate awaits him, only time can answer that. And there we have it then, folks. That brings us to the end of Olberic's opening first chapter. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It'll be some time before we get back to his story, of course. We've got 3 more party members to recruit. And then the first 3 that we're seeing now, apart from Olberic's chapter 2s to get through before we get back to Olberic. So we're going to end up now just resting in the inn. Make sure we cover our MP. And then we do a little bit of optional exploration as we usually do before moving on to recruiting our next party member. So let's rest up and save up. In order to finish off today's episode then, I'm going to be showing you how to get to the Sunlands region, which is where we can go ahead and recruit our next party member. But we're going to take a convoluted way to get there so that we can loot some treasures and whatnot along the way. So from the inn, head down the steps, and we're going to take the lower exit outside of the town to the east. So you can take the upper exit, but that's just going to put us further away than where we want to be. And we're going to find ourselves by this save point, so go ahead and save if you wish to do so. And at the fork here, we're going to start by heading over to the east, and it will start bringing us down south, east, etc, etc. And eventually it'll bring us to a sign telling us obviously we can go to Cobblestone if we head back up north, or if we head west here we can go to Sunshade, which as I mentioned is the next region we're going to be heading to, but obviously we're going to be doing that a little bit later on, so not immediately. Oh, and over to the east we can go to Ripple as well. Right, so start by heading over to the grassy area. We're going to grab our first chest. This one contains a healing grape. Then if we head left here, we can actually go on into this opening in the wall and continue heading west to a secret chest. This one containing 1,000 gold. Now we're going to head back towards that slope. And as we head back towards that initial slope, we're going to obviously just go north to exit it, and we're going to then begin by going up the hill over to the right hand side. But there is actually another secret passage over here, so I think it's just here. Yeah, you can see the chest poking its head through, this one containing an olive of life. So exciting. And now we're going to continue on along the path and eventually into the next area. Okay, so as we enter the next area, which is North Cobblestone Gap, there should be a save point, so by all means go ahead and use that if you want to, depending on how, well, whatever you want really. Okay, let's come out of that, and then we're going to start heading back down these slopes here, and head down these slopes, and there's actually a secret path here. Not really that secret, but the grassy area does kind of hide it a little bit, doesn't it? That gives us access to a healing grape anyway. But also, if you head over to the left, there's another secret gap. This one containing a purple chest, which you see we cannot open. Interesting. What's that about? Well, if you have a character in your party known as Therion, then you will be able to go ahead and open this chest, but we don't at the moment. So we'll come back to that later on. Okay, we'll leave that obviously for the time being. So we're going to continue on now, heading east here. And eventually we'll come to the wall. But there's also another chest we can see just over in the corner there. We'll go to that a little bit later. We'll just keep heading south for now until the sign. And if we read this sign here... Come on. Anyway, as I was saying, so obviously we can head back to Cobblestone. We can also go to Stoneguard by heading over to the west here, and south will take us to Ripple. Just a fair warning, don't even, attempt to go into Stoneguard right now, because the danger level there is so high you're just going to be absolutely slaughtered if you attempt to do so. Anyway, if we head over to the right here, then there should be a way... Oh, well, there's a chest here first of all. This one contains 1,200 gold, so... I guess we can grab that. But there's also a way, I believe, to grab another secret item. Yeah. There we go. It's the chest we saw earlier. This one containing an inspirating plum. There's also a cave there, but once again, the danger level is just going to be far too high. If we just head over to it, you can see the danger level is 15, which is just too much for us to handle right now, unfortunately. So we're going to just head back the way we came. Back at that chest that we opened a moment ago, we're going to continue on round here. And you'll see there's a bridge. But before we go across the bridge, there's another chest. This one containing a light soulstone. If we do go across the bridge, then we'll be heading over to the coastlands. So, don't really need to do that right now. As a matter of fact, instead we're going to just go ahead and fast travel back to Cobblestone. Okay. There it is. Yep. And once again, we're going to exit out of the same area that we exited before. Going to head down the steps here. And this time, we're going to go this way instead. And you can see there's a bit of a fork at this point. We're going to... Hang on, let me make sure I've got the right path here. Don't want to miss the items. Okay, in fact, if we just go down that little path to the left of where that fork is, we can get a herb of Clamour, so may as well do that. Now we're going to head east. Okay, so from that chest, we're going to head east and then just make our way down. This is going to basically lead us into that next region that we're heading over to. But there's one more chest to grab. The chest that's just above us, we did pick up already earlier on in the episode. So just head over to the right first, and that'll bring us to the last chest. This one containing Herb of Awakening. And then just continue on heading over to the west of that chest into the next region. Okay, this region isn't too complicated. There's a chest we can grab with the healing grape just as we enter, and there's a chest just up north as well, which you might want to go ahead and get for an olive of life. Obviously there's going to be more chests to get in this area, and we are going to be doing that later. In fact, there's one right here, we may as well grab that. Once again, just be careful of the caves. This particular cave has a danger level of 20, so yeah, I think we'll be leaving that one right now, and we're just going to continue on heading over to the west for the time being. Eventually we'll be able to go south, yep, and then west again. Some interesting new enemies here, but we'll talk about those in the next episode. Yeah, it's just basically a case of heading west at this point, I believe. If we just check the map here, yep, and now we're going to just want to head north when we can. If we go ahead and see the signpost here, you can see that north will take us to Sunshade, which is great. So we can actually see the entrance to it there as well. There is a save point over to the west, but we'll leave that since we're about to enter the town. And this is pretty much where we want to be. So we've grabbed some chests already, so I should have done that in the next episode, but I'll still point those out for those that watch that episode first. And we'll go ahead and just stay at the inn, heal up. You can also do a little bit of grinding if you want, but you can see the levels that I'm at there. And I probably won't do any more between now and the next episode, so between about level 10 and 14, depending on which party members you recruited first and last. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Okay, so we're in the next area now. We're not going to go ahead and obviously speak to the person that we need to speak to, but we can head over to the west here and see where they're located. Right next to the save point, in fact. So we'll try and access that. Yep. And then we'll call things quits. Alright then, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by for the episode today. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and come back soon as we continue on with Octopath Traveler. And this will be our next party member, Primrose. And we'll look more into Primrose's story next time. Have a great day, everyone. See you then.